protect that strike zone.
Now batting is Lexi D'Emmanuel. So the rotation's now fully in effect as all kinds of new players getting their moments here to jump in and try to do some work. And this is a big spot, chance to tie the game up or get the lead here in the bottom of 6. Popped up the bunt attempt and it falls foul. This is one of those deals, you're from the top of the first, you've been down 1-0. You scratch out 2 here, you get 3 outs and you win the ball game. This is a great chance to just flip this thing over.
Well, you remember last year where they came back with the 2-out double that won the championship here in the fall over the Texas Impact, the Gold Coast Hurricanes did. So that, I think Marty is a believer. He's the kind of coach that believes you got to get all the outs before the game's over.
And they've got 5 left, 2 in this inning and 3 more in the bottom of the 7th. It's a 7-inning ball game.
I don't think you're going to get Gray. I think she's here to win this ball game, close it out, and get the save.
Little frame attempt on the pitch, the 0-2 pitch. Not bought by our home plate umpire, Mike Finch. But you got to appreciate the salespersonship behind the plate. Lexi sees this pitch back to the screen again. 1-2 the count.
How important is the change nowadays, Michelle?
Oh, absolutely. You got to be able to change speeds. And we talk about how you full hitters. It's movement through the zone or it's timing when that pitch shows up. And I think it's the biggest component. It's the first pitch I tell young pitchers to work on your fastball hitting the corners and then work on your change of speeds.
What would you follow this? Is this a fast? Yeah.
62 miles per hour with a swing through.
Yeah, come back on that inside corner. It doesn't really matter what your velocities are. When you throw a changeup and then come back tight underneath the hands, it can be very difficult for hitters to catch up to that hard inside pitch. Take the location of the pitch. See right there, in on the hands and underneath them. Very hard to get around on that after seeing a change of pace pitch.
And Lexi D'Emmanuel had done a good job of spoiling some pitches and flicking the wrist, but that was in a spot where it's awfully hard to get the bat to that position. Great placement by the pitcher, Lissette Garay. And I like the work here. The last couple innings, Lauren Buchanan, she's looked good all game, but she's just really looked in a 1-0 game like she's taken over behind the plate, handling things nicely back there for the Mustangs defense.
Gray hadn't got behind the count. In fact, you know, pitching is about staying ahead in the count. And then you've got batters guessing on things, and Lissette has done a great job from the mound, staying on top of the count.
Kaylee Kvistad with a big chance here. That ball's fouled off of her foot, and she'll face a 2-strike count now, 1-2 with 2 away. Kvistad, the number 3 hitter for Gold Coast, 0 for 2 today in a couple of visits to the plate. A strikeout and a ground out. A base hit here should deliver the tying run with a teammate out at second base in Tatum Buckley.
Well, you got a left-handed hitter. She can throw the ball into left field somewhere. Just kind of go with the pitch if she throws it off her hands. Yep, she's coming in. Oh, yep, that's in all right.
That should give Burley a chance to hit right here. Elizabeth Burley, another
the big slugger.
Stick. Kvistad wanted a hit. As a coach, you want your 3-hole hitting, but on base is good too.
Well, Marty Cooper said that Kvistad has basically been his most productive offensive player. So yeah, it's tough to pluck a kid like that, but you got a base open. So if you walk her, you hit her, and that first base is open, it does bring up your number 4 hitter. You don't always want to see that, especially someone like Elizabeth Burley, who we have seen hit the ball a country mile before.
Yes. And you know, in this game, it's the first and the 6th are the innings that things seem to happen a lot. I mean, pitchers, if you coach them, you say, look, you take care of the first, and then the 6th, you're the 3rd time through the order. People are settling into you. They got your rhythm, they got your spins. Now, of course, with new pitching in, they're not settling in as much, but the game's settled down. So if Burley's going to get one, now's probably her last chance, really.
Burley takes an inside strike, 63 miles per hour in a spot. Nice.
Strikes. You know, I come from Colorado, so, you know, the Rockies pitchers, we'd like to see strikes, but we don't always get them.
Yeah, you're reveling in this performance today, all on the zone here. It's 1st and 2nd, so the hit by pitch does create the force, and on this infield, as we watch it today, having a force on is not a bad thing. You might need a close out option, but Burley capable, and
it's
the
big out.
Whipping.
It's big out right here. If Gray can knuckle down and get it, whoa.
Getting that inside piece of the plate, and just inside the inside piece of the plate.
That's where you want pitchers to throw. I mean, it's tougher to score on the left side in this situation than if the ball goes to the right side. If she can jam her in again one more time, you get a ground ball short.
1-2 pitch. Grounded foul. Marty Cooper boots it. Or tried to boot it and didn't. Coach. There's a look at Coach Marty Cooper. Here comes the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs to Burley. And now time is called. 2 teammates aboard. We've seen good work by Lissette Garay. And now the great thing as a coach, you get a chance to see her in a pressure situation. This is the toughest spot she's been in.
Oh, that was close.
With the wind picking up significantly on that pitch, right? The timing was just perfect as she delivered. Big gust came, ball flew outside for a 2-2 count.
Even count right now. This is game break count lots of times, 2-2. Batter's going to move.
Burley
She didn't.
It looked like near the spot we've been in before. Burley takes it and gets a full count.
I thought we had a strike 3 there.
See this pitch on the inside corner, kind of tailing in. Buchanan doing a good job of holding that, trying to frame that pitch, help her pitcher out.
Buckley at second. She'll move on to third with the base on balls. Now they're loaded, so Garay in some trouble with the bases full of Hurricanes with 2 away. And it's Aisha Kerr due up to bat for Gold Coast.
Aisha delivered the last time she was up, correct?
Well, she had a single earlier in the game, ended up at second base. She's got a pop-up in this contest as well. Number 5 hitter, so they're in the right part of the order here in the bottom of the 6th.
This is a game of fine moments and luck. And so a pitcher gets that fine call, comes back and picks a corner, or somebody gets lucky and throws one over the infield, then you got a different outcome here. Wichita, this would be a huge win for Wichita. And just to put it in perspective, they have not won big games like this against Gold Coast or teams in this caliber situation. They're in the top 10, but this is really a key moment for them to hold on. And so for Lissette, I don't know if she knows what it means to Coach Griggs and his program, but she's holding the keys right now. If she can come in there and just throw strikes again.
I was just thinking that, Dave. We've seen it so many times in these televised games at Triple Crown events where the so-called underdog or the middle-of-the-country team has a lead, and then that coastal team, whether it's California or a Florida team, finds a way to grit it out. This out here is the out of the game. Bases loaded, and a 2-0 count now with 2 down. So Garay, as Dave said, pounding the strike zone now, encountering some trouble with hitting the zone. Has a hit-by pitch and a walk issued in this inning, along with a reached-on error. This ball's grounded. Will the out be made? 6-4, just in time, and Gold Coast is kept off the board.
Big play right there. That's a game saver, maybe.
Ending the 6th inning on the 6-4 put out. Well played, executed nicely as Maddie Long gets the throw off to Riley Buck. 1-0 score. We've talked about it a little bit. We won't call it the non-coastal jinx yet, but the Florida and California teams, we've seen this happen before. They just sort of find a way to break your heart in the end. For these teams that come more from the middle of the country, can Wichita Mustangs hang on to the 1-0 lead, bottom of 7, in the Rising Stars Elite 12 championship game?
Michelle, look at the pitcher and tell me if she's going to get it done here.
Well, I think she's got some pretty good focus. I mean, she got herself a little bit of trouble last inning, but she worked her way out of it. That was impressive. I think this first batter is going to be really important. You've got to keep her off the base. You've got to work from ahead.
We've talked weather today, and I would say right now we're in a pretty average moment. It's nothing terrible. It's not ideal, but it's very playable. And so from a pitching standpoint, should be no real distractions here to try to hold this 1-run lead for Lissette Garay. There's a great pitch. And that'll make it 1-1. Her first one didn't miss by much either, that ball 1 pitch. Working the edges, though, yet for you, Laura Newmark. From my recollection, her first at-bat today, it comes in the bottom of the 7th with her team down 1-0. It's Lauren Newmark, the batter, out of Pembroke Pines, Florida.
And Newmark was actually catching last inning and made those great plays behind the plate. I mean, so she was pushing the hit batters out of the way, making the tags, making the throws. So doing a good job behind the dish. See if she can start something offensively for the Hurricanes.
pitch misses, 2-0, and there's another look at the, kind of looks like maybe an old Chicago Bears football game when they walk around out there in the circle, that shot of the shoes.
I don't know if she can get one out. The question is there going to be one on a home run today? And it just doesn't look like we're going to have a walk-off home run like we've had in so many of these games with these ladies at this age now.
And we are at the number 7 spot in the batting order, so not necessarily in the middle of the power part of the order. You'd assume it's going to have to get done a different way. Pop up on the infield, received for the second out. And 1 out away, the Wichita Mustangs from putting this thing away as Caitlin Shoemaker made the catch. Once again, remind you, 30 minutes after the conclusion of this Rising Stars Elite 12 Championship game comes the Rising Stars All-American game at 30 minutes from the close of our current game right here on CBS Sports Network. 2 down and nobody on. A clean slate for Garay as she pitches her 3rd inning of work in this championship tilt.
This is a big at bat, and I've seen Marty come back, and he lost a big game in New York this summer on TV where Corona came back on him with 2 outs.
Kelsey Kolup hits it hard to the left side.
There it is.
And reaches safely, ball loose, but no move up made by Kolup. So the runner's on. That would tie it right there.
Well, this is what Gold Coast needs to do. As long as they have an out, they have a way to play it. And this ball hit right in that 5-6 hole, goes off of third baseman. Shortstop picks it up, throw over. But again, because the field's still a little sloppy, a little wet, it can be tough conditions. But Gold Coast still with some life. Runner on first.
And the second at bat of the game just completed by Kolup, and that gives a second AB also to Tony Polk, who had a good visit to the plate her last time around, looked good in the box.
Got a runner that looks like she can go. And I think Marty probably got to send her. Got to play the odds here.
Tally Shepard playing over at third base, and she almost had another chance. She had a diving opportunity moments ago to close this game, and pounding that left side, Shepard appears to be in play.
This is like a retro game. I mean, everything's on the ground, everything's in the pitcher's control, everything's in front of the infielders today. It's not a game we've seen a lot lately in this sport.
And again, over to the left side, it'll flare foul. 2 down, and a couple of strikes on the batter now.
What's your pitch, Michelle? What's your out pitch right here?
I think you need to keep going on that outside corner and try and work it, expand the strike zone. Just keep trying to push the ball away from the zone. Screwball.
There's the pitch. Ball dribbled to the left side. Good speed for Polk, but not quite enough as Shepard makes the play, makes the throw, and the Wichita Mustangs have won the Rising Stars Elite 12 Championship game. Congratulations to the Mustangs on the 1-0 win, and this out was the one that did it. Shepard, who was 2 for 2 today, reached base 3 times, fittingly gets a chance to put it away.